Hi guys, welcome back. If you want to see how I got this naked makeup look, then just continue to keep on watching. So jumping right into this makeup look, I've started off with my Hailey's Beauty primer and just putting this on the T-zone part of my face and then rubbing it outwards. Going in with my Urban Decay Stay Naked, of course, naked makeup. And this is in the shade 20NN, and I'm just going to shake this up and apply this to my face. I'm going to dot this all over. The color is neutral, but it does come off a little bit yellow on my skin tone, but I always do make it work. So just going to dab this on my face and then going to blend it in with a sponge that I know that doesn't soak up too much product, which is the Dose of Color sponge. It is super soft and bouncy. So just pouncing this into the skin. And yes, this foundation actually does look like skin, and sometimes I have to build it up, but since we're going for naked makeup, we're not going to build it up today. I don't want to look like I'm wearing a mask, so just one good layer is going to do for this makeup look. And I love the sponge. It's super bouncy, it's super soft, it does not soak up too much product, so that's why I chose this for this makeup look. That was my daughter peeking in. But just finishing up putting that on the face. And this is a natural finish. As you can see here, there's like no glow to it, and it's also not matte. So next, going in with my Smashbox concealer, just going to put this a little bit under the eye on top of my eyelid. Of course, I do have combination to oily skin, so I do put concealer on my eye. It's just better for me than to use an eyeshadow primer. That would just be an extra step for me. So for me, it's just easier to use concealer, and it doesn't crease, and it does make the colors more vibrant. So to me, it's just the same thing, just using one less extra product. So I'm going to go in with my Hailey's setting powder and also the Lancome setting powder. I did mix these two, and going to set where I put the concealer, and then just lightly dust a little bit of powder on the rest of my face. Not too much, and I do just use the exact same sponge that we applied the foundation with. Then going in with my Milani Silk Matte Bronzer, and I'm not going to go too heavy-handed today. I'm just going to apply this in the hollows of my cheeks and around the perimeter of my face like I usually do. And like I said, we're not going to go heavy-handed today. I'm not trying to look very bronzed up or sun-kissed. This is a naked makeup look, but I do want to look alive and add a little bit of color back to my skin since we look flat and one-toned. So I'm going to put this on my forehead, just the usual spots where I put my bronzer. So a little bit more on the forehead. I do want to have a little bit of color. I do want to look alive and not so one-tone. And I absolutely do love this bronzer. It is matte, like it says, soft matte bronzer. We are going to run that on the jawline also, and then going in with this beautiful swirled pink Makeup Revolution palette that I did a whole video on. You can check that out down below. But we are going to go in with the lightest color just all over the lid, just to even everything out. And then we are only going to use the browns in here, so sticking to this left side that you're looking at, and going to go in with that warm tone crease shade, and we're just going to throw that in the crease as a transition shade. All of these colors in this palette are absolutely beautiful. They're very buttery, soft. There is no kickback. It is a great palette. I have a whole video on it, like I said, down below, and if you want to check that out, you can. Just going to go on the other eye now, same thing, same shade, just going to lightly build that crease shade up. I never go in with a transition shade, just throw the color in there. I do always build up my colors because it's better to build it up than to just like wham bam it in there. So going back to the other eye, just evening everything out. Then we're going to go in with a smaller fluffy brush, not as big as the other one. This is a Morphe 433, and with this peachy brown shade here, and we are going to run that right under the transition shade that we just did, not right over it, but slightly under. And the same thing on the other eye, just slightly under that warm tone brown shade that we just did. and then not taking anything extra. So whatever's on the brush, I just run right under the lash line, not dipping back in the pan or anything, just taking whatever's left on that brush, because this is a naked makeup look. We're not trying to do too much. So going in with this shimmery gold shade, which is so freaking beautiful, and I always use my hands for this. My finger is the best tool for any shimmery, glittery shades like this. It just applies it way better than a brush, in my opinion. But going to do the same thing on the other eye, just pack that on with my finger. This is such a beautiful buttery color, you guys. You need to get this palette if you don't have it. It's on Ulta.com, and it retails for $15, but it's been on sale for $10.50, so you should check that out. But just taking this little brush in that same color and doing the inner corners, and then going in with the brow bone color with that exact same gold shade, and just highlighting my brow bone on both sides. So beautiful, you guys. Yes. And then going back in with that fluffy brush and just making sure that everything is well blended. No harsh, I cannot say that word, harsh edges, but there you go. Blending everything out. Then we're just going to brush through these brows. I do not have sparse brows, so usually I don't spend any time on them other than brushing through them. And yes, my favorite drugstore mascara, the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. We're going to do 2 coats of this really quickly. This gives volume, it gives length, it does not flake or smudge throughout the day. So yes, my favorite mascara at the drugstore, until I find another one, which I haven't been able to find. So just going to coat the other side, same thing, 2 coats with the same mascara. I absolutely love this mascara. And then again, same thing on the other eye. This is a more dry formula mascara, and that's why I like it, because those are my favorite mascaras. And then we're going to do 1 coat with the Thrive Cosmetics mascara, just to give me a little bit more volume and length, because this does add a little bit more oomph to my lashes. So just did 2 coats of the L'Oreal, and then 1 good coat of this Thrive Cosmetics mascara to separate any clumps or lashes that have stuck together. This is a plastic wand, so it is better at separating. As you can see, very beautiful. Going in with the Thrive Cosmetics mascara and just doing the lower lashes. Switching to the other side, the same thing. Lower lashes. Looks pretty good to me. So moving on, we're going to go in with that golden shimmery shade and then highlight the inners of my eyes. Can never forget to do this on any makeup look, because it makes such a big difference, you guys. So I always do highlight the inners of my eyes and then pull it up just a little bit right here, as you can see. And now we're just going over, because I do have a little bit of mascara on my lids, so just taking that same brush and just going over, and it really just flaked off. Then going in with this Makeup Revolution, my favorite highlighter, I swear, and we're just going to put that on the high points of my face, which is my cheekbones, the sides of my forehead. Same thing on the other side. We're going to do the cheekbones, going to do the sides of my forehead over here, my Cupid's bow. And this highlighter is so very pigmented. You can go natural if you do a light hand, but I'm not that natural kind of girl. I love to look very glowing and like have a wet face. So even though when I do want to be light-handed, I'm always heavy-handed. So going down the bridge of my nose with this, and a little bit more on the face. Like I said, I do love to glow, and almost in the dark with all this highlighter. But it is such a pretty highlighter. It does not emphasize texture, which I do have, and that's why I am always using it. And I know that is repetitive sometimes in these videos, but it is a product that I truly love. So going in with this matte, this is the pencil liner from NYX, and it's in the color Violet Smoke, and just overlining my lips just a little bit. Then going in with this brand new Elf lip balm, and this is in the color Grapefruit, and it smells, you guys, just like grapefruit. It looks just like the other ones. It has a little squeezy tube, although I wish the applicator was a little different and I did not have to squeeze it out and use my finger, because it's not easy to use throughout the day, especially with COVID going around. I'm really not going to be going out at the stores and then putting my fingers on products and then putting them to my lips. So I do wish that it did have a different applicator, but nevertheless, it is still a good product. I would use this more at night, or like I'm doing now in this video, just because I'm not going to be going out in the stores and then touching my lips to reapply anything. So I do wish it did have a different applicator, but it is such a good product. It does feel luxurious on the lips. Just wish it did have a different kind of applicator. And going in with this Hard Candy Matte Setting Spray. And you guys, this stuff kind of does spit at your face, but it is really good. It does keep you matte throughout the day. This is not my first time using this. It does have a light floral scent, but there you have it. There is the finished makeup look, you guys, just letting that dry down. This setting spray really does keep you matte all day, and there you have it. This is the naked makeup look. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Just one more thing, we did stick with the neutrals in this Makeup Revolution palette to stick with the theme of the naked makeup. And again, and as always, see you in my next video.